Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with a free DJIA Elliott Wave analysis for you for the trading session dated Monday 11th of October. Here's a quick look at the historical chart. This is a monthly chart going back to just before 2000. We had a 5-wave structure up at cycle degree, followed by at cycle degree an A, B, and still working on a wave C to the downside of an expanded flat correction. This wave A lasted 3 years, B lasted 5 years. If C lasts a Fibonacci 8 years, the next number in the sequence, that'll end in October 2015. If C reaches 1.618, the length of wave A, which is the most common relationship between the two for an expanded flat correction of which this ABC structure is, we'll get down to 6,832 points. If C reaches 2.618, the length of A, which is also not as common but entirely possible for a C wave of an expanded flat, price will get down to 2,278 points around about October 2015. So that's my long-term prediction for this one. Taking you now to a daily chart where this maroon 2, so we're looking at this impulsive structure to the downside within a wave C at cycle degree. Here's the end of primary 2 and the start of primary 3 to the downside, with the 5 waves down from minor or blue 1, working on the end of an ABC zigzag correction to the upside for a blue or minor 2. Upwards movement has passed the 0.618 and the 0.786 ratio for this downwards wave 1 blue here, and I may move the degree of labelling all up 1 degree. Let's see how this one unfolds when we move into that third wave. The most common relationship between A and C in a zigzag is one of equality, and that will be achieved when price rises to 11,073 points. That's the lower end of my target zone there. Further upwards movement must be contained below 11,254. Wave 2 blue can move right up to touch the start of wave 1, but price cannot move beyond the start of wave 1 or above 11,254. It's also pretty likely that price is going to come up to touch this upper blue trend line, this wide blue trend line here. It's drawn using Elliott's technique for a correction. A trend line from the start of A to the end of B, and I've placed a parallel copy on the end of A here. It's really nicely containing upwards movement, and it's pretty likely price is going to come up to touch, or often C waves overshoot this upper blue trend line here. Within this wave C pink, we have a green 1, 2, 3, 4 working on the end of 5. Now this is a simple impulse to the upside. C pink is contained in this narrow pink parallel channel, also Elliott's technique. A trend line from the end of 2 to the end of 4 is first drawn in a parallel copy placed on the high of 1. This pink parallel channel is going to give us our indication of our upcoming trend change. This is really important to wait for this one before entering the market to the downside. When we see a full candlestick sitting outside of this parallel channel to the downside, then we know that our upwards trend is over and the downwards trend at that stage is underway. And because wave 3 must move beyond the start of 1, that'll be a relatively early indication of a really good downwards trade. Taking you now to an 8-hourly chart where we're going to look at all of this wave C pink. And here's our 5-wave structure for 1. ABC expanded flat for 2, 5-wave structure for 3. This is a double combination. I haven't labelled it here. It's got 2 degrees of labelling. W, X, and a Y. A 5-wave structure working on to the upside for our 5th wave at green degree. This is the terminal 5th wave of a terminal 5th wave of a terminal C wave to end the 2nd wave correction. Here's that trend channel again using Elliott's technique. We've got some nice ratios within here and some not so good ratios. Within green wave 1, orange 3 has no Fibonacci ratio to orange wave 1, but orange wave 5 is just 7 points short of equality with wave 3. Within green wave 3, orange wave 3 is 33.7 points short of 2.618 the length of 1, and orange 5 just 7 points short of 0.618 the length of wave 3. Within green wave 5, orange wave 3 has no Fibonacci ratio to orange wave 1. If orange wave 5 reaches equality with 3, that will take price up to 11,137 points, which is how I've worked the upper end of this target zone. Within pink wave C in its entirety, if green wave 5 reaches 0.618 the length of green wave 3, that will take price up to 11,083, which is in the middle of the, well, somewhere within the target zone. So we've got a cluster of 3 points fairly close together in this target zone, giving us an added probability that we're going to see price end up somewhere in this target zone. Here's the hourly chart. This is the end of this orange fifth wave, with a 1 and 2 off to the left of the chart, the end of 3, ABC zigzag 4, and working on 5 now, the 1, 2, and working on the middle of the third wave, this terminal fifth wave. Any correction within this third wave cannot move beyond its start at 10,910, so here's the hourly chart and some validation point. And the target exactly the same for all 3 charts. So we're expecting further upwards movement from the Dow. It's not over yet. It's still got a little bit further up to go. Extremely likely price is going to come up to touch that upper blue trend line on that daily chart. And it's really important to wait for confirmation of a trend change, I think, before jumping into this market to the downside. When upwards movement is over, and it may take another couple of days, if it ends on the 14th of October, then wave C pink will have lasted a Fibonacci 34 days. So in another couple of days or so, give or take 1 day either side of that date for the 14th of October, we may see an end to upwards movement and the start of a trend change. That's all from me with your Dow analysis. I hope everyone else is having a great day.